Hello friends, welcome to Vijay's Academy. Now we'll be talking about the central bank's digital currency. This is in news because recently in the budget of 2022-23, Finance Minister Madam announced the introduction of India's central bank digital currency, right? So the digital rupee would give a big boost to digital economy. Digital rupee, that means it is nothing but the digital version of fiat currency. Digital version of fiat currency, that is the notes or coinage what we see in the real Indian system of currency circulation, right? Now she indicated that technologies such as blockchain would be used by the Reserve Bank of India to issue the currency starting 2022-23, which will propel India towards a cashless economy, right? In this context, there is one important quote given by the RBI in 2020 itself, the 21, I'm sorry, that it is true that cash is the king. Cash is the king, but digital is divine. Digital is divine. That was the statement given by the RBI governor. So this is an important statement that how cash is ruling the economy, but it is not serving the purpose at all. But the digital ecosystem, if it is created in the country, then how, in what sense it will give the boost to the economy, and ultimately India will be becoming a cashless economy, and what are the implications of that being cashless to the country like India would have. So this is basically the context. So in this context, let's just understand that what is the central bank's digital currency, and in this aspect what is the blockchain technology it is mentioned here, right? So the blockchain technology, let's just try to understand that blockchain is a system of recording information in such a way that it is becoming very difficult or impossible to change, to lock, to hack, to break, or to cheat the system, right? So a blockchain is essentially a digital ledger of transaction that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on the blockchain. It means that blockchain is a system in which the chain is not at all easy to break or to decode and get into the system and do the hacking. And hackings are generally done like the big banking networks are made to crash, and they are hacked into, so that the millions of accounts are hacked and they are just swiped with their money. So it is in that sense that at every certain aspect or after entry interval, the system is changed, the information is changed. Hence it is not at all possible to getting an entry or taking an entry at one point, and through that point of entry you are going till the end. So it is not at all possible. Hence this blockchain technology, it actually breaks the chain of information where the person has to do the other efforts in different ways, and the security is ensured through different codings and different systems or different procedures at different points. Hence it is known as the blockchain game or blockchain technology, right? So as the finance minister has clearly said that India is going to have this digital currency, and this was just also a proposal put forward by Reserve Bank of India last year, right? So now what is this central bank digital currency? So as we have seen that this central bank digital currency, it is a digital form of fiat currency what you see in the economy, which can be transacted using wallets backed by blockchain. Backed by blockchains means that it is secure, it is not at all easy to break into, and it is regulated by the central bank. Why it has been brought into? Because now we have this digital currency like Bitcoin and so many other variants. None of those variants are actually regulated by the government of India or through the central bank system, but the blockchain in India, or this like digital currency in India, now will be legalized, but in Indian ways, right? So it is a legal tender issued by Reserve Bank of India in a digital form, so that this issue of investing into digital currency will no more be an issue, and hence investors' interest can be secured and controlled, right? And what is fiat money? Fiat money is a government issued currency, what we have, like note, 500 rupee note, 2000 rupee note, 100 rupee note, 1 rupee coin, 5 rupee coin, that is not backed by commodities such as gold, right? Hence, it has the legal tendership. The value is assured by the government of India, and hence it is becoming a legal tender, right? And for fiat money is given by the central banks. Greater control over the economy, because they can control how much money is printed and how much money should be circulated, and that's how, with the circulation of money, central banks generally regulates the inflation and deflation kind of situation within the country. What happens when there is inflation going high? The Reserve Bank of India sucks out the money, right? Because the availability of money is leading to the more purchase and sale and whatsoever, and hence the demand and supply equation is being disturbed, therefore the price rising is seen. Whereas in deflation, when the supply is there but demand is not there, hence the money is easily made to available in the market so that the demand can be created. So this is basically the simple funda. Now, though the concept of this central bank digital currency was directly inspired by the Bitcoin, it is different from decentralized virtual currencies and crypto assets. Why? How come? These are not issued by the state and is lacking the legal tendership, because as I said that the Bitcoin and the other digital currency what we have at the moment, they are not regulated at all, and hence it is not issued by the state. Whereas the digital currency in India, it is now regulated by government of India, and hence it is a legal tender. So this is basically the major difference, right? Now, why India need this digital currency? Like, what purpose fiat money is not serving, and hence we are going towards the digital currency. This is the first thing is that to address the malpractices. That means that the need of a sovereign digital currency arises from the anarchic design of existing cryptocurrencies, wherein their creation as well as maintenance are in the hands of the public, right? And when it is in the hands of the public, the people with the deep sense of technology, availability of resources and deep pockets, they can regulate the cryptocurrencies, and basically they become the regulator. Hence, those people who are generally the retail type of investors, they get trapped into it, and their hard-earned money is put to stake, and sometimes they are basically robbed off technologically with no legal backing, allegations and any kind of defense for them. Therefore, to address such kind of malpractices, the regulation of digital currency is absolutely required, and central bank can put a check on this kind of malpractice, right? Then, addressing the volatility, that means that the cryptocurrencies are not pegged to any asset or currency, right? Its value is solely determined by speculation, and speculation is not good for economy, right? Hence, there has been a huge volatility in the value of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, and under this, as I said, that retail investors are generally made to suffer, right? Then digital currency, it's kind of creating a proxy war. That means that India runs the risk of being caught up by the whirlwind of a proxy digital currency war, as in the US and China battle. How come? That it out to gain supremacy across other markets by introducing new age financial products. That if China is playing into the digital currency scheme, the USA is doing that, then India should also should be doing this, because otherwise all these countries will have a superpower dominance or supremacy within this respect, and India cannot afford to lag behind in this arena. Hence, digital currency proxy war leads India, or has made India to invest in this issue, and hence to bring this entire matter into the regulation or under the regulation. Now, so it is basically not just a matter of financial innovation, but need to push back against the inevitable proxy war which threatens our national and financial security. Because introduction of digital currency in India, if it is not regulated, can create mess with the Indian money system, right? And then it is like reducing dependency on dollar. If all the countries are trading into the digital currencies, then the important reserves of forex, that is dollar, euro, yen, or whatsoever the digital currency stocks in the foreign currency stocks in India can be reserved. Hence, the trading through the digital currency can be incorporated, can be supported, can be extended, and hence by providing the legal backing, legal tendership to the amount, and it is a government regulated structure, then people are also allowed to make investment into it, like stock markets, and they are also allowed to do the trading into the digital currencies, and they can use it as like a virtual money for the exports and import business. So you can understand that how important it is that reducing the dependency on the dollar system. For this purpose, India's always going down to the IMF for the availability of forex reserves, and to have the checks of the trade balance of payments and trade related aspects, like where the fluctuations of rupees going high and going low, it is impacting the India's exports and imports. So it will no longer be a case. Hence it is in the long run important for India's dependency on dollar in terms of exports and imports. Right now, the significance, if we see that, so these are the reasons that India is doing it. And what are the significance of having the digital currency? That it reduces the cost of currency management, because you know that government of India spends a lot of money to print and to mint the currency papers and the coinage respectively. Hence for that we need to have machinery, we need to have space, we need to have logistics, we need to have electricity, we need to have regulated manpower, we need to have technological investment, and then other sources of other kind of expenses we have to bear. So then the money will come and it will be given to the people. So these amounts are generally remains unaccountable, hence no value earning is attained by the government of India back to the exchequer. Therefore this currency management expenses can be saved upon, and hence enabling the real-time payments without any interbank settlements is possible, right? So it is basically will reduce the currency management cost. Now, India's high currency to GDP ratio holds out another benefit of CBDC. How come? To the extent that large cash usage can be replaced by digital currency, the cost of printing, as I said, transporting, storing paper currency, manpower will be sustainably reduced. And it will also minimize the damage to the public from the usage of private virtual currencies. What happens is, I'll tell you a report that during the pandemic, there were many reports said that bacteria and viruses are also transferred through the touchings of notes. This is also important, because according to one survey, when it was a research in a sample of more than 10,000 people, it was found that the people, the currency they were holding, out of that, on 42 to 48% of currency notes, they were infected with different kind of viruses and bacteria. So in that sense, it is also important for the damages it might give to the medical aspects of public health. Hence it is important, right? Now, it will enable the user to conduct both domestic and cross-border transactions, as I said, that which do not require a third-party bank. Hence the SWIFT code, the transaction cost, TTT cost, opening LC or whatsoever kind of things is generally saved upon. Hence these are called as the expenses in the exports. For example, you are going to the bank, then you are taking the loan, then you are transferring the amount, then you are paying the service charges and whatsoever, then again to claim your money you are paying certain kind of amount, then to get it exchange in your foreign home currency, then again you are incurring some charges and all that through the service charges of bank, even if it is minimal, but it is coming out of your gross margins. So in this manner, this will actually give you the safe passage, and it will ultimately increase your gross margins, and hence you can play potentially within the exports and import regime. Now, it has the potential to provide significant benefits such as reduced dependency on cash, higher senior age due to lower transaction cost, as I said, and reduced settlement risk. No problem. Then it will also lead to more robust, efficient, trusted, regulated, and legal tender-based payment options, right? So when everything is being digitized, then why money should not be digitized? This is the important aspect here. If the money is being digitized, then more scope of businesses, more innovation can be created, and hence the lagging of including the third party as the banks and so many things like bank holidays, public holidays, strikes, bank strikes, whatsoever, because you get the best rates from the public sector banks, and most of the time we have seen they are on the strikes. Their system is not working, right? So in that sense, what will you do? You can only have this digital currency regulation, which is all in your control, and you make the payment system swifter, fastest, efficiently, and trustworthy, and it has the legal tendership, which makes it distinct from the other digital type of currencies, that is the Bitcoin and other type of alternative currencies we have in the market at the moment, right? So we have seen that what the beautiful things about this issue is, but now we have to look at the bad side of it, that what are the issues involved in this topic or in this point. For the central bank digital currency, we have this issues like RBI has said that the scope of centrally banked digital currencies, the underlying technology, the validation mechanism and distribution architecture is itself a big challenge. That what sort of technology will be used and how robust it will be, because when we are thinking of creating entirely a digital infrastructure in this manner, people are investing their fiat money and they are converting into digital currency. For example, that digital currency should remain safe, and it becomes the liability of the government to provide and to create that safe technological ecosystem within the country that will lead to the security of the money and the validation mechanism, that what sort of currency has been validated by RBI. It is very much important and necessary. Now, legal changes would be necessary, as the current provisions have been made keeping in mind the currency in a physical form under the Reserve Bank of India Act. Then how the digital currency will be moduled, regulated, how much will be taxed, what should be the TDS, TCS, how much could it be withdrawn, how much it could be transferred, and in what sense it could be transferred, for what aspect, what could be the capital account, what say like implications, what could be the foundations and instruction about that. So in that sense, the entire policy has to be re-rated, reformulated, and therefore accordingly the Reserve Bank of India Act will be amended. So this is also a legal change issue. Then consequential amendments would also be required in the Coinage Act, Foreign Exchange Management Act, Information Technology Act, and other kind of banking sector regulating act. So in this manner, we have to change many subsequent acts, right? Because when we are accommodating it, so whatever the applications of physical money was following, the same thing will be coming into the legal context of the different acts we have at the moment, right? Then sudden flight of money from a bank under stress is another point of concern, right? That how much money can be assigned to one person, what sort of expenses he can make, and anything else like sudden flight of money. This is like, it is also creating one kind of changes for the banking sector. That means that the trainings, the changes in the infrastructure, the changes in the technological advancements, other alignments will also be required at the same time. This is what we call as the sudden flight of money that will bring more changes to the bank internal ecosystems, right? So if we talk about the global developments in this context, what is happening? El Salvador in the Southern America, it is a small coastal country in Central America. Then it has become the world's first to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. That means now you can make use of Bitcoin as a legal tender for your daily exchanges or transactions of goods and services in your daily life and other than your business aspects. Britain is also exploring the possibility of creating a central bank digital currency. No issues. United Kingdom, that means. And in 2020, China started testing its official digital currency, which is unofficially called digital currency electronic payment, right? So China is making the move. And in April 2018, RBI banned banks and other regulated entities from supporting cryptocurrencies after digital currencies were used in frauds, right? And in March 2020, Supreme Court struck down the ban as unconstitutional. They said that according to the advancement and growth of technology, we have to move along with the digital infrastructure and the expectations of the world to make the international trade more efficient, and this innovation within the how we are using the physical currency is important. Hence, India cannot put such kind of bans. However, India should explore more opportunities in the digitally advanced system where the money will be digitized, and hence the cash rich economy will be turned into cashless economy, and what could be the benefits of it, that should be explored in this manner. If everything is transacted through the banking system, through the digital system, then the accountability of the people in terms of claiming for income tax rebates, non-filing of income tax report, and for the government to collect income tax appropriately will become very easier. And in this sense, India can have this tax base expansion easily without any problem. And most of the people, when they are thinking and exploring this arena of digital currency for their trading purposes and other aspects, right? So why wouldn't they come into the under the ambit of tax provisions, and they would like to give tax, and hence the exchequer would be able to collect more taxes by taxing more services in this manner, right? And so therefore there could be a different setup of taxing the digital transactions, and can have more transactions, more tax collections by the government, right? So if we talk about the potential growth, the creation of a digital rupee will provide an opportunity for India, no problem, to empower its citizens, no problem, and enable them to use it freely in ever expanding digital economy, which is the need of the hour, and break free from an outdated banking system what India is still using, right? If a country like El Salvador in Central America, it is not at all a developed country. It is more of like an Indian system, though it is just there in the Southern American continent. But if they can make it possible, then why or what stops India from being moving forward to that direction? That is a question, right? So India should also look forward into that direction, where the entire the world currency system is moving into the digital form of currency system like Bitcoin or other thing. So the provision of backing the regulation from the legal institution in India and providing the legal tendership itself is a great phenomenal step, right? So looking into its impact on macroeconomy and liquidity, banking systems and money markets, it is imperative of policymakers to thoroughly consider the prospects of digital rupee in India. And in this manner, the training, the assurances, the information passage, or this creation of ecosystem is highly important, because we should not forget that in India still we have a great population which is still illiterate. They do not understand these concepts of digital transfers of money, digital use of money. And although many systems have made Indian life of exchanging the goods and services with the money easy, like Paytm, Phone Pay, Bharat QR code, and whatsoever XYZ QR type codes, but investing or creating this digital currency is a different setup. So people's maturity, understanding, and handling of this entire ecosystem and becoming a key stakeholder and then taking benefits out of it is a different challenge which government of India should not forget about it and should work in that direction as well. So it was all about the digital currency aspect. Thank you so much.